So as we all saw this morning, unless you live under a rock, Tom Brady has decided to officially retire from the NFL. And I think that means more for the Aaron Rodgers situation than some people may make it out to be. Now, I know we went through this last year. Tom Brady retired and then all of a sudden had an itch to play football again and came back. And obviously that can happen. But I think this time it is for real. Tom Brady's contract is up with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. He actually has a void year on that contract that will charge the Buccaneers $35 million cap hit this year, more than Aaron Rodgers. So I know a lot of people are always saying, oh, Tom Brady always takes these pay cuts and allows his team to sign top-tier players and go on Super Bowl runs. But at the end of the day, he's still getting his money, and teams are still getting hurt by his contracts, just like every other quarterback that's paid a lot of money in the NFL. So one of the main points with Tom Brady retiring today, a lot of people are saying now they believe Aaron Rodgers is definitely not retiring. They feel Aaron Rodgers is the type of guy, which I definitely agree, that wouldn't want to be in the same Hall of Fame class as someone like Tom Brady. He wants his own spotlight, his own first ballot. He doesn't want to be the second to Tom Brady in that Hall of Fame class 5 years from today. So I also agree. I didn't see Aaron Rodgers retiring to begin with, but now it's like a 99.99% chance he is coming back this year. Now, whether that's with the Green Bay Packers or another team, that much is definitely in the air. Plus, I really just didn't think Aaron Rodgers would retire just because, he's set to make $60 million from whatever team he ends up on. And although, yes, he's made a ton of money in his career, if you're just handed $60 million to play one season and it's a sport you love to play and you've played for the last, 20 odd years or so, you're going to do it as long as you could still physically do that, which I do believe Aaron Rodgers can. But more importantly, if Aaron Rodgers is being discussed in trades, which we'll go over here in a second, a couple things Aaron Rodgers said on the Pat McAfee show, Tom Brady retiring now easily makes Aaron Rodgers the top target for any team that has no quarterback. I still believe he was the top target, even though Tom Brady was a free agent. But now that Tom Brady's out of the equation, every team that was looking at Tom Brady is now going to go, okay, let's see what we can do to get Aaron Rodgers in the building instead. I believe the Las Vegas Raiders were very interested in Tom Brady. Now that he's off the table, will they turn to Aaron Rodgers and say, let's go get our guy, team him up with Davante Adams, who we've seen what they can do in the past, send whatever Green Bay wants in their way, and let's go try to make a playoff run and win a championship. And if that involves multiple first-round picks and someone like Darren Waller or Hunter Renfrow, I am completely on board with that. The Raiders own the 7th overall pick in this year's draft. So if the Packers were to somehow get that and other things as well, other assets, like a player, like I said, Darren Waller or Hunter Renfrow, I think they would be in a really good shape to start surrounding Jordan Love with a ton of talent. And then obviously still the Jets. I believe their mind has always been on Aaron Rodgers, but they kind of had a fallback. Okay, if we can't get Aaron Rodgers or they're not willing to trade him, we can go out and get Tom Brady. Now, would Tom Brady want to go to the New York Jets? Who knows? But now it's like, you don't really have that many options. You have Aaron Rodgers and then a really, really big drop-off in someone like Derek Carr or Baker Mayfield, Sam Darnold, or Jimmy Garoppolo, all pretty much on the same level as Derek Carr at this point. And of course, this is all based on if the Green Bay Packers are willing to trade Aaron Rodgers, which yesterday, Aaron Rodgers said a couple things on the Pat McAfee show, which gave a little bit more insight to the whole current situation with all the trade rumors going around. First and foremost, more Rodgers on his future. Quote, it's going to be a little more time for my decision, and I feel confident that in a couple weeks, I'll feel more strongly about one of the two decisions. Now, that was yesterday. That was before Tom Brady retired. I feel like his decision just got sped up a little bit on whether or not he wants to return and play football in 2023. Rodgers was not asked specifically about the reports that the Packers are willing to trade him, but unprompted, he said, quote, it sounds like there's already conversations going on that aren't involving me, which are interesting. Which that statement kind of annoys me, to be honest, because what does Aaron Rodgers expect the Packers to do? Just not do their job this whole offseason? Their job is to have conversations about their upcoming roster, players, staff, everything. They need to sit down. Brian Gutekunst, Matt LaFleur, and all the staff, Russ Ball, need to sit down and have conversations about players. And when that happens, you're going to have a conversation about your star MVP, leader of the team quarterback, and the possibility of the future without him. Aaron Rodgers hasn't given them a full decision yet. So, like I said, what are they supposed to do? Just sit there and go, okay, Aaron, we'll wait 3 months for you to make a decision and we'll just sit here and do absolutely nothing. No, if I was the Packers, I would also be thinking about the thought of what you could get in return in a trade from a team like the Jets or the Raiders. And if one of those teams offer you a very lucrative deal, I mean, hey, I would do it too. And now that Tom Brady's off the table, it could be a fighting match on what team can offer the Green Bay Packers the most. And if that's an NFC team, I say you do it, because what do you expect Aaron Rodgers to play? 3, 4, 5 more years? No, you expect him to play 1 or 2 more years. So if an NFC team is offering you multiple first-round picks, whereas an AFC team is only offering you one, you take the deal from the NFC team. Now, obviously, don't trade them to the Bears, Vikings, or Lions. I don't think you go that far, but I think any other NFC team, it's not that big of a deal, because going into next year, you're going to kind of start a rebuild phase, seeing what you have in Jordan Love. So who knows if you even make the playoffs anyways. So if you don't make the playoffs, you don't even got to worry about Aaron Rodgers beating you in said playoffs if he's only there for 1 more year. And just a quick reminder, I'm sure we all know this by now, but the salary cap implications with a trade on Aaron Rodgers right now against the cap, if Aaron Rodgers plays with us in 2023, which definitely still could happen, definitely not writing that off. That's not the point of this video. He's $31.6 million against the cap in 2023. If the Packers were to trade him to another team pre-June 1st, which is likely going to be the case, considering they have to be under the cap before the new league year, it's going to be $40.3 million against the cap in 2023. But then after that, completely off the books, the Packers are going to then have a ton of money in 2024 and future years. But let's say they somehow designate this trade post June 1st, then Aaron Rodgers' cap hit would drop to $15.8 million this year. So they'd gain a little more space this year, but then he'd have a dead cap hit of $24.4 million next year, therefore giving them less money next year to build around Jordan Love. So honestly, if I'm the Packers and you do end up trading him, I say you just take all the cap hit right now. Like I said, this year would technically be the start of a rebuild year, so it wouldn't really matter that much. Just take the whole cap hit this year and set yourself up better for future years. But yeah, I honestly do think Tom Brady retiring is definitely going to affect this situation, because like I said, one, I don't believe Aaron Rodgers is going to retire. Definitely not in the same class as Tom Brady. And also, like I said earlier, teams now see Aaron Rodgers as really the only top-tier quarterback on the market. Obviously, there's other quarterbacks that could be traded from other teams, but this guy's a 4-time MVP. So a lot of these teams that need a quarterback and are one piece away from a potential championship team like the Jets, they're going to go out and fight with other teams, sending better offers to the Packers for Aaron Rodgers than maybe they would have before, because they had a fallback and okay, we could still go out and sign Tom Brady and not give up any draft compensation. But that about does it for this video. I want to hear your guys' thoughts and comments down below. And also, if you're new here and want more Packers news analysis and updates every single day of the offseason, go down, click the subscribe button, leave a like on the video, and turn on post notifications. But I'll catch you on the next one. Thanks for watching, and as always, go Pack Go.